Hi guys, nice to see you, in quote marks. Thank you for stopping by. This is Kimberly from Gentle Breeze. I'm going to do a quick flip through of this folio and then just go over how I made this pocket. This made kind of a splash on Instagram, and so I just thought maybe you'd like to see it in a little more detail than the stills would show. This is all from the Paper Cameo. It's her newest kit called Divinity, and it's gorgeous. It's watercolors, it's drawings that they would make to give to the printer of the paper or the wallpaper or the fabric. So, and sometimes they're not the finished drawings, and sometimes they are. But this is what they would, do as a mock-up to get their ideas across. So this is in fact a folio, and it's based on the same method that I used in the last video, where I made a folio that had pads of paper in it as a journal in two places, so it was like a flip-flop. And this one I don't have the pads of paper in. But if you want to see how I made it, then please look at the last video, because I show a really concrete and super easy to follow method of folding. All right, so this is the front, and I used one of the pieces of ephemera in the kit to make the turn, or the flip tab, I guess you'd say. And I left it open as a pocket in here, and inside I put a piece of ephemera that came with an order, and it already had a hole in it because there was some string coming out of it. So I put some silk instead, and then this charm, which is just kind of a kooky little thing. It's a crown, and it has three hearts hanging off of it. So it's just a silly little thing I've had sitting around for a long time, and this seemed a good use. So it'll be good for writing. And then for this folio, I made vellum pockets from the pages. I picked 4 pages, you'll see, and these are the 2 that were left over. So to make this one show, I put it in upside down, and this one I put in right side up. And this hung down. And I left this plain because it would be great for writing, or adding something here in the middle, a photo or something of that nature. And I added a strip from one of the other pages in the kit. It's the one where there's 2 circles and there's an angel in one of them, and it has gold corners printed on it, and this gold lock was on one of the ends. I felt that it needed something to give it a final outline, and so I added this, and I am very happy with how that turned out. It just looks more complete to me. And then this flips over like that, and I found this to be a lot of fun. I ended up making, like a little sign. How we put signs around our houses, like have a good day, love and family, stuff like that. So I made it look like the way they used to hang these pictures a long time ago, and I put it right in the middle on this so-called bar between the windows, because this is a window. That's the piece of paper from the kit. And so, yeah, so I just I know it's kind of funny. And it's a little poem written in French called Own Nature. So that fit the nature feel, was my thinking. And then this is a fan from the kit. And this is one of the tags. And I put an actual cameo. It's a cheap plastic thing, don't get impressed. And it was an earring with a stud. So I just took off the back and made it flat and glued it in, and then put a little piece of sari ribbon, peach colored, behind it, just so it, looked a little bit more planned. And this is from the new Tim Holtz dies, 3D, and it was my first one, and I can tell that I could get a lot more detail with some practice. But I still loved it, and I thought it really went with the Rococo feeling of these papers. And so it's just tucked behind there to kind of keep it in the pocket, really, more than anything. So that's like the garden view. And then we're on the other side, and this flips open. These are from the kit, these two pieces. I lined this with some old paper just to make it, look a little more finished. And this is one of the pockets, side pockets from the kit. This is from a French book that I bought that has these incredible engravings around all the pages, and I love using them. And this is printed on there as well. So I put it in upside down so that it would be outlining there. And then this is another tag, and I simply put a piece of sari silk at the top and a little piece of lace from France and the back. Stuck it in there. And then this flips open, and here you have a pocket. This is another one of the vellum papers that I made into, it would be a pocket, most likely, or just pretty, which is kind of what it's doing here. And this is the same as that. This is the other vellum pocket right here, and I cut it down. And this is the tag for here. They love to do drapey things in this is the French period, later 1700s. The kit's really before that, but people didn't redecorate every minute. So I just accentuated that tendency to have bows by gluing on a piece of sari and a little piece of lace. And I just thought it was kind of cute, and I backed it with some paper from another kit that is called Coffee Dyed from Nicola. And it just sits in there and looks kind of pretty, the color. And this is another piece cut from that same angel paper. Again, just to kind of balance out. There's a lot going on. When you have paper, in my opinion, when there's a whole lot going on in the paper, you need to have places where your eye can rest and sort of gives you boundaries so that you're more comfortable, so your eye is more comfortable. And so that's why I put that there. So this is another piece in the kit. Let me see if I can show you the original. It's a little bit bigger than that. I had to cut it down. Let me see. Well, I don't see it, but I had to, it goes out about this much longer. So I just folded it under to make it fit. And then I put these pieces inside. And this is what the piece of paper looks like, which is a beauty, such a beauty. So this piece was glued on top of this piece, and this was printed with this on the back. And on the other side we have the blue printed on one side, and the window printed on the back. So the window and the blue outline, it's very easy to find in the kit. It's one of the simple ones, is on the other side. And we glued the turquoise one on top of the blue one to form the first pocket. All right? So the little goodies that are inside of this pocket mostly come from this kit as well. Cute little pieces of ephemera that you can stick all kinds of places. They're really fun and so colorful. They can add so much because they're so rich in their coloring. She has a couple locks. She has pockets that look like these locks, a little more medieval. That's a beauty. And then I got this from another kit. I'm not sure, probably maybe Ida Jane, or maybe Miss Violet. And then this is the top of this. And I wanted all of this to show. So I felt that the best use of this pocket, while I wasn't really using the folio, was to just kind of stuff these little guys in here. And they just look so cute when you open it up. But I do think that the pocket could hold a lot more. And then this is another tag, again with some more lace from Crafty Paper Bits in France. And that's all I did to that one. It's just so beautiful. And then this is just an old piece of paper. I think this might have been from the book that I'm making to also use this kit in. I'm mixing it with other papers though. I'll give you a sneak peek. And this is another piece of that incredible book paper. So these help it stick in there and stay. That's partly why I sometimes put in more than I actually need to. It's just to help it stay. And then this closes up and we're back at the beginning. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm glad, really happy. It made me smile that everybody liked it so well. I liked it. I love it. I'm happy that it came together. This is actually this envelope that you're going to see in the kit. Now I printed this really tiny and the ends do fold in. But I wanted to show you that that was what this was. And there's a line here where you fold, and I just put another piece of paper on top. So under here is a cute little design. It looks like this. And I just didn't think it quite went. So I covered it with one of the ephemera pieces in the kit and then put a gold sparkle over it. And I used the bird paper on the inside. So the envelope is on one side and the bird paper is on the other side. I think I'll be showing you the bird paper in this one. So I took a authentic document from the 1700s and I cut it. You know, I bought some with that in mind. It killed me to do it, but that's why I bought them. So I did it. This is my first cut. And I hung it out of the bird mouth. So to me that was fun. And then it so happened to land here. So it sort of looks like it's being held up by a ribbon and by the bird, which I think is sweet. And it just formed this really pretty pocket, very colorful, with a very plain background in this, more faded area here. And then on this tag, I added a piece of the sari material and another piece of document paper. And on this side, I cut out a piece of sari design, and I think there's a coral. Yeah, I had the cameo in the last one. The coral didn't speak to me as much as the gold bit did, so I just stuck that in there. Yeah. So here's another one that I'm working on, and I would love to get your opinion. Love if you would leave in the comments what you think about this idea I have. So as it stands right now, this is the front, and we have a pocket in here. It's a French envelope, faux. And then here we have another one that I made. Another pocket, and then you're back to the front. So this one I made differently intentionally because I decided that I was going to put it in here, or I cut it down to fit in the hardback journal that I'm making. But it fit here, so I thought, well, just though, it can't get too thick, so maybe I'll be putting in tall things, but not a whole lot of them. And there's a lot of writing space. I like that about it because it is hidden. So I'll put it back. Oops. I'm holding up something. Well, I guess I'll undo it. Okay. So it's wide. It's a standalone. And then it opens up. Oh, you know what? I don't want to show you the middle yet because that's where the question is. Whoops. Okay, hold on. Okay. So then this is the other side. It's actually not a flip-flop like the normal thing. I made it two-sided. I see it slipping in a pocket. or a standalone folio of some sort that doesn't have all the flips and the flops. So this is one of the papers, and I put a picture from Nick's William Morris kit. It might be called Donatella, but it's not too long ago. It was in the fall of last year. And I just thought it went so well, the colors, and she's smelling the roses, and here are the roses. So anyway, this is the problem area, and this is where I have the question for you. So it opens up, and this is the bird paper, and this is the other side of the bird paper, and this is another envelope. And this is turned down, and this is a beautiful paper that has frames in it. So the top of the frame is turned down to form a corner. Now if I cover this, then I'm going to cover this because of the orange. So this is where I want your opinion. These are my two choices for covering. I could do this one, which is a fan from the Feathers kit, or Blue something kit is what it's from. Blue something. So it'd be a top tuck, and the only thing is it would cover up this because it doesn't look good like that. Too much going on. It's got to be like that for this to work. And I do think it's really pretty. It could almost be like a ray of sunshine. Anyway, I would love to know what you think about that. And so it does, I would glue it up here and a little bit up here, but then it is covering, so I wouldn't glue it here. I would glue it here so that even when it's up there, you could still slip in something tall, for example. Right now I have something short. It's one of the French folding envelopes that I made. It's not real. And decorated. So that goes down here. So because I was getting this envelope theme going, and I was going to put a pocket down here, and I decided I couldn't do that until I knew what I was going to do. But this will get some sort of covering, although it might be vellum and all of this would show. I do love this. So that look, or this. Now if I line this up with that, it would be like that. If I line it up down lower, because this is a pocket behind the picture, so it's glued down. Or lower than some of the orange shows. So if I have it just where it covers up the orange, I like how the turquoise is picked up here and there, and then it would look like this. I prefer this choice. I think it looks better not to have the heads showing. And I would go with this in a flash because I do think it looks really fabulous, and I love this. It's made with the washi tapes from Chapter 1, and you can find out how I made this with their washi tapes in an earlier video. It was a design team project using their washi tapes. The only hesitation I have is that they are 1940s women. That's 1940s hairdo. And this is late 1800s. I know there's no rule, and I know I can do whatever I want, but it literally bothers me, and so that's why I hesitate. But I do think it looks really pretty terrific, and I like that it would be another tuck, because that makes, you know, a lot of use of this spot. So please put in the comments what you think. Help me. That's beautiful too. It's like a flood of color. Absolutely gorgeous. You have the focal point. I like how this red is picked up there. The orange is less of a problem. And you know, if I do a pocket, You know, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe just put tall things. I even thought about this, putting this in here. But it's a pocket. Alright, so leave a comment, let me know. And the next time I see you, I'm going to show you the book I'm working on, but check out the cover. Look at this spine. It is unbelievable. This is gold it's hard gold. I mean, I think it's whatever kind of gold they could lay on a book cover. It's not paint. It's hard and sticks up. Very dimensional. I glued it together. I put in fabric to stabilize it. I took the end papers and I actually put them down inside. So there's paper going across from side to side so that it would be as sturdy as it could be, because it was pretty unsturdy. And somebody cut the spine to be lower on both sides. I did not do that. So I've decided I'm going to cover this front. If not totally, pretty extremely. Because it doesn't go. And this is gorgeous and this is just lovely. But they don't go together. I don't mind so much on the back. But yeah, can you imagine these colors in this book? This look in this book? Yeah, I think that's going to be cool. So, I don't know, I might take you on a let's make it together kind of a thing. I'm figuring out my papers. I'm making some choices that are out of my comfort zone. I'm going to push myself to try to make something a little different for me. And I can share it with you. So there we go. We've got, where's everything? We've got this, we've got that, and we've got, the original. Oh, here we go. Okay. I would love it if once, YouTube, if you can hear me, the YouTube gods, if you could just take a picture that I actually like to use for the picture on the thumbnail. If you would take this picture, YouTube, that would make me very happy. So give it a shot. See if you can manage to do that. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by. Hope you have a great weekend coming up, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.